Hey folks, we're back with another Ticked Off Tuesday, today on Monday. So I had to zip by the post office to pick up a package, which it turns out I hadn't got back from the truck yet, but I thought it might not have been, but I was in the area, so I thought, I'll go get it, so I go back tomorrow. Now I'm standing in line like everyone else, and this is fine, we all gotta wait our turn. Now there's someone that goes up there, for whatever reason, she doesn't tape the envelope to her priority mail package, despite the fact that they provide you tape right there on the line. So she's got like 4 packages. So the clerk puts the tapes the label on there for her, which is very nice of her. I guess that's sort of them doing their job, but I mean, why when you're standing there, would you not put the tape the label to the damn box or the envelope? Because the lady's got to mail, she's got to stop what she's doing and put 3 pieces of tape over that on 4 boxes. You might think that's not a lot of time. It might not be where you grew up. I grew up in New Jersey. 10 seconds is like 500 years. So, and this happens a lot. It just continues. I keep, making Ticked Off Tuesdays about it. But I'm hoping maybe the general public will one day watch these and say, hey, maybe I should listen to this guy and tape the fucking envelope for Christ's sake. Have everything ready. So finally, she gets out of the way, and then the next lady's up, and she goes up there, and she's mailing a package. It's a restricted delivery. She wants someone to sign for it. That's sensible. Make sure it got there, get a signature, I get it. So she goes up there. Now, so she says, I want her to sign for it. She says, okay. And she's like, she said, who do you want to sign for it? She says she wants the recipient to sign for it. She says, okay, so she has her fill this thing out. It's like, geez, more forms. So the lady writes her name in the recipient box, but she's the one mailing it. If you're sending it, you would not be the recipient. The recipient would be the person receiving it, which would not likely be you unless you wanted to pay $10.90 to mail the package to yourself, and then you'd have to make sure you're home for them to sign it. Otherwise, they deliver it a couple more times and it comes back to the post office, and you would have to come back and pick it up. In which case, that would be ridiculous. You spend $10.90 plus 2 trips driving to the post office, wasting gas to mail it to yourself. So I don't think you would want to be the recipient. You would be the sender. The recipient would receive it. Now, I worked in shipping and receiving for many years, so I know the sender and the recipient. So this goes on for a while. And then she's trying to figure out why they're charging this. I'm like, what? That's an additional service. If you happen to get the signature, it's additional service for this. She said, why does it cost this? Why does it cost that? I'm like, Jesus, lady, it's a service. They provide a service, you pay for it. Like, I go here to McDonald's, I order lunch, and I order my sandwiches with mustard on them and no pickles and no onions. So I'm paying for the food, and that's not really a good analogy, I guess. The point is that if you want them to sign, have them sign it, they have to go to the door. That's additional time. I get it, it's an additional service. So luckily, I was ahead of the one behind me because she didn't have her box taped up either, and didn't have the envelope on, or the label on the envelope. This happens a lot. What is this, people? Is it really so hard to put the label on the package? Is it that hard? I mean, I do it all the time. If I go there, I gotta mail something, I'm putting a label on it. I want to get in there and get out of it. I got to go back tomorrow to pick up my package, but that's fine. I'll have and when I do, I have the slip ready, and I have my ID out, so when I get it, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, I'm out of there. That's the way it's going to be. Well, that's the way it ought to be. I just should say got to be. For me, that is the way it's got to be. People don't want to fuck around. They're busy. They got shit to do. They don't want to stand there waiting for you. And write the goddamn thing out. Have the fucking forms ready. Know what you're doing. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. Turn on the brain when you leave the house. Remember, when you're going to the court, bring the ball with you. And make sure it's a fully functional ball. It's aired all the way up properly. not the deflated nitwit ball you morons are carrying around that you call a prank.